Here's Johnson and Watkins tipping, and Johnson and Rutgers controlling it. Off we go. Penn State 12-2, Rutgers 11-3, both coming in riding a 5-game winning streak. Rutgers coming off the win at Nebraska Friday, and Penn State winning at the Palestra, getting a good start here. Wheeler headed block though. A combination of Yeboah and Johnson swatted it off the glass.
And they get confidence and they get in the flow of the game. So when you have an injured player, it might not hurt you as badly.
So they set the shot clock, and Penn State inbounds. Here's their go-to guy, Lamar Stevens, the senior, fading. Boy, Johnson went up and just ripped that out of the air before it got toward the rim. Pat Chambers wanted goaltending.
He said that was on the way down, but it was too short. Wasn't going to even reach the rim. The officials usually get this stuff right. We complain all the time if they get one wrong, but the players are making mistakes also, as are the coaches.
Saw the note on the bottom of your screen, but Rutgers 10-0 at home this season. Their last loss here, March 6th of last year, against these Penn State Nittany Lions.
You were there, and that was a thriller.
And that went down to the wire. Shot clock going down late here. Open three. Myron Jones in and out, but there is big Mike Watkins. Stevens traveled.
19, 14, and 17 the first 3 years. Not great, right? But this team, they have high hopes for this group. They are a very well-connected team.
Another turnover, though, as Ron Harper got caught up underneath the basket. That leads to Stevens in the lane. Nice kick to the corner. Jones missed one earlier. He makes that one.
He's their best three-point shooter. There are two guys named Jones. That's Myron, number 0. The other Jones will come in later on. That's Curtis, number 4. Both are three-point shooters. Wheeler with the basketball. Excellent assist-to-turnover ratio. Very, very speedy, as you said, Brandon. He can really motor, and they want to push the ball much more than they have in the past.
You mentioned Jones off the bench. They have a lot off the bench. This is probably the deepest team that Pat Chambers has had in his 9 years.
Agreed. They usually had a superstar and maybe not much else.
Off the mark, Miles Dredd, their top three-point shooter, now a leak out. Montez Mathis had it stripped, but they're
underneath.
Rutgers has to settle down on the offensive end. Already 4 turnovers, and we've only played 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic for them, too. I mean, they do turn the ball over some, but I think it's the electricity in the atmosphere. Against the last time they played in the building against Seton Hall, they got off to a great start. Not so much this time. He was trying to pass it with his head to his teammate. Good D so far by both teams. Active hands. That is a monster rebound right there.
Boy, he's strong, isn't he, Mike Watkins? 6'9", 260. Lamar Stevens had it blocked. He wanted a foul. Instead, the foul.
The mark of a successful season. I disagree with that. You can have a successful season without being in the NCAA. However, when you're in a Power 5 conference, that's the goal.
This is the
very, very physical. He will have to put a body on Miles Johnson.
Harper knocks down both to get Rutgers on the board, but a slow offensive start for both sides.
Full court pressure right here. The intensity of the game has gotten overboard for the players so far. They didn't realize the importance of the game, and the aggression is coming out heavily. Curtis Jones has had a mismatch with Harper physically right. They're not going to let anything be too aggressive right away.
McConnell tried to lob it in there for Harper, out of bounds.
Right? Full court pressure by Rutgers. I don't think it's the variety where they think they're going to get turnovers. They want to pressure Penn State out of their half-court stuff.
Looks like it's been a half hour since Penn State's been on the offensive end with all the whistles.
Well, they got issues right now because their starting 4 and 5 are both out of the game. Watkins and Lamar Stevens.
And Hara has it swatted by Quasi Yeboah.
Not quick enough getting it to the basket.
And then Yeboah takes it to the rim but cannot finish. On the other end, Myron Jones had that disrupted by Johnson. Hara cleaned it up, and there's a foul inside.
Rick Datica was an awesome, awesome player for Rutgers.
Rick Datica, good article by Jerry Carino from a couple years ago about that game. Tickets were in such high demand that Rick actually opened a back door to let 15 of his friends into that game because they couldn't get a ticket. And a lot of talk today about that game and this atmosphere rivaling that. Good action early, 5-4. Young to Johnson, and Johnson, no foul. They're going to let him play.
Boy, I'll say, very, very physical out there. This is going to be a tough game to officiate. The guys in the striped shirts are going to have some difficulty in this one. Stevens back in the game. Very key, obviously. That's an open jumper for Jones.
And that's Jones, who you talked about off the bench. He can provide that, and he knocks it down.
Double transfer. Started in Indiana, went to Oklahoma State. Now he's here at Penn State. Just in case you're wondering, I don't think you get a degree from all three, just one.
No, he has been well-traveled, though, and now putting Penn State up 8-4. Rutgers, all 4 of their points at the line. They don't even have a field goal yet. 0-4.
Penn State has defensively taken Rutgers out of their stuff.
Connell off balance. Rebound, Brockington.
Brockington's a lefty, and he can really, really go. Stevens, a calming influence right here. Very, very experienced guy.
Be careful. He'll rise up and shoot that. But an air ball.
I think they got a piece. He is 11 points away from 1,900.
On the inside, Johnson saving that, but Harper could not. You noted it. He hit 4 triples in the win over Iowa. They were big-time buckets.
I think Rutgers is a little out of sync without Baker. It's an emotional game. The game at Nebraska wasn't emotional. Nebraska's not good enough to stay with them. So as a result, this game a little bit different for Rutgers. They're doing a good job on Stevens so far.
It's kind of been guard by committee without Geo Baker. Here Mulcahy guarding Jones. 5 on the shot clock. Jones misses the fadeaway.
Watkins back in as well. Each of the 2 postmen for Penn State, 1 foul apiece.
Young. And Shaq Carter lost it, got it back, kicks it out. Mulcahy, no.
That wouldn't have been an NBA 3. Guy had tremendous heart. What a great player to coach.
Rutgers made the NCAA tournament that year, and 2 years later, under you in '91, haven't been back since.
I'm thankful to our boss, Alex Birchie, for sending me the broadcast of that '89 game. And I watched the whole thing 3 times.
Mathis with a miss, driving to the basket. Now Jones drives and kicks. Stepping inside, Jones from 18.
What? The 2 Jones boys doing some damage here. Token pressure. 1-2-2 variety.
Wide open. Their best shooter, Yeboah, but he can't find the mark. He's 0 of 2 from deep.
They're wound tight right now, the Scarlet Knights, and they're without their leader. Like a ship without a rudder right now.
Curtis Jones was going for more, missed it, leak out. Here's Yeboah a little closer to the basket, swatted by Stevens. What a play.
It's Yeboah, who is a good athlete.
Bold, though, you're right. If he picks up his second there and goes to the bench, that would have been a huge storyline.
Indeed.
Mulcahy drops it off. Carter puts it in.
Okay, at some point during his career, we're going to be talking about him as one of the best passers in the Big Ten. Tremendous vision, great ability to find his men.
First field goal for Rutgers. Crowd was starting to 9. But sure enough, they looked at it, and it's a broken thumb. Hopefully back in a few weeks.
Fortunately, it's on his left hand, and that's his non-shooting hand. What was that?
I don't know, but Watkins cleans it up for a pair.
Oh, goodness. That was an odd-looking shot. Man-to-man defense, both teams. Young in, he's got speed. Stevens' experience is showing right now.
Outside, this guy doesn't have much experience. The freshman Lundy missing. Curtis Jones, though, saves it. And here's Stevens with the slam. Wait, no.
He's his career high. And, you know, this is a guy who's been through some stuff this year with his family and other things. And, I mean, he is persevering like nobody's business.
Yeah, they're the only unbeaten team in the Big Ten at 4-0. Both of these teams 2-1 in conference play.
Like the duck in by Carter.
Watkins, good defense.
And as a result, Miles Johnson back in. Duck in right here by Johnson.
Harper's just going to stop and pop. No. Johnson trying to keep it alive. Boy, Rutgers 1 of 13 from the floor.
Yikes, and they're only down 6. That's the good news.
Penn State, they haven't been a whole lot better at 4 of 17.
Patrick Chambers talks a lot about mental things and about stick-to-itiveness and those kind of plays. And right there, they get a good quality shot from Watkins. And I asked him before the game, I mean, you come off an emotional win against a ranked team and that palestra, the atmosphere. I mean, this has got to be a tough thing for them, too, coming in here.
Air ball by Miles Johnson as Rutgers continues to be out of sorts. Alley-oop, and it was disrupted. Rutgers getting a hand on it before Watkins could catch it. Now the other way, Harper, shot fake.
4-on-4 this end.
Montez Mathis, who turned 21 on Friday, missing it off the window, and you could just hear the gasp with every basket that's missed.
And it's taken away from the atmosphere that they were anticipating having in this game. But fortunately for Rutgers, Penn State is shooting some bricks as well.
After that miss, 5 of 19 for the Nittany Lions. Here's Mulcahy navigating, taking it in, scooping it up. That's playground stuff.
6'6" freshman point guard. McConnell, who started for Geo Baker, is out and getting ready to come back in. I think Pikel's going to play McConnell and Mulcahy at the same time to help their offensive flow.
Nice pass inside. Watkins patient and lays it in.
Well, he moved well without the ball that time, didn't he?
And a great decision. Little up fake, bounce, go to the other side of the rim.
Watkins had 15 points, 11 rebounds against Maryland. And Jalen Smith, that's doing some work.
And he's the all-time active block leader. He got a block, but then a turnover by his teammates here, giving it right back to Rutgers.
Yeah, and Watkins has 49 coming into this game. So career, something like 250 and 49 this season.
He can protect the rim, but he's not around the rim. Miles Johnson with an easy flush.
Watkins and Dredd got confused with one another. That's going to happen occasionally.
Crowd starting to come to life. You don't usually see Watkins pull from 7 down.
You got that right. If I'm Patrick Chambers, I'm saying, no, no, no. Yeah, nice shot.
And Watkins with 8 early here for Penn State.
Hasn't missed a shot. 3 guys on the sideline ready to come in for the Nittany Lions. 2 for Rutgers. Young is very, very quick.
Here is the speedy Young.
Very good job defending him, chiefly from Yeboah.
One issue for Penn State, though, Miles Dredd picked up his second foul before the timeout, so both Dredd and Wheeler on the bench with 2.
Rockington is going to get huge minutes here, number 12.
Harper. Got it. Tough shot.
He is a wide body. Weighs about 245, 250, only 6'6". And he gets that body into you. You can't block it. You're a long way away from it. Look at this double team on the sideline. You use the sideline as a third defender.
Stevens trying to get involved offensively. Whoa, off it down.
Had foul trouble against Iowa. They survived it, but the foul trouble wasn't as bad as this early.
So 3 on the bench with 2 fouls. See if Rutgers can take advantage. Harper, same shot, different spot, and it doesn't go. Here comes Myron Jones, a sophomore from Birmingham.
The Jones guys have to get some offense going, because right now it's been a struggle for the Nittany Lions without the production of Lamar.
But that's probably not the shot that Pat Chambers wanted.
Mismatch inside, Shaq Carter. Small man guarding him, but they got a bunch of small guys out there right now. 4-guard lineup.
McConnell, great move, couldn't finish. He was so good, as you noted, against Nebraska. He didn't miss a shot, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. foul trouble. Dredd, Wheeler, Stevens, all with a pair. 3 starters. Crowd wanted to travel on Hera, and then...
And Yeboah had the rim blocked.
If these officials need help, there's 8,000 spectators ready to give them a hand. As we found out early and often. McConnell off the heel.
Small guys are doing a good job defensive rebounding for the Nittany Lions so far.
Rockington, how did he slip through?
Keep himself composed right here. You know, he wants to explode, but he understands that that's not going to be good for his team. So he's kind of keeping it in, I think, right now.
Give credit to the Nittany Lions, though. Even though they haven't shot it well, they've controlled this game. Here's Carter trying to slam it. He was fouled. Shaq Carter, although he's not the best at the line, he does knock down both.
And they look good also. 2-on-1 here.
Alley-oop, Watkins up top with a slam.
Wow, that was there. 2-on-1 as soon as they inbounded. Nice execution by Penn State. They were ready for the press.
And Watkins already in double figures with 10.
And they need that.
And there's
enough for Watkins to get it.
Well, with Watkins, you just have to put it in the zip code. And he'll jump up there and grab it, the big fella.
He really has power. And there it goes again.
Over the top to him. And he finishes a dozen for Watkins.
I think he's taken a personal challenge with Miles Johnson. There's a lot of big guys in the conference this year, no doubt. And he did not have a good day at the Palestra against Garza. Garza tuned him up and tuned the Nittany Lions up, but they won. How about the
matchup you highlighted, Coach, the 2 big fellas?
Most big guys need to do their work before they catch the ball. If they don't do work before they catch it too far away to make an easy shot.
That one almost banked in for Curtis Jones. Pass up ahead, Harper catches. Harper scores it.
We are not having a great offensive showing so far in this game.
Yeah, Rutgers is 6 of 24 from the floor, 0 of 4 from deep. They are 6 of 6 from the foul stripe, however. Out of the timeout, here's Brockington, swatted by Harper.
Games the other day, Illinois beat Purdue. Purdue only scored 37 in that game. And yet we've seen some really high-scoring games as well. So we're seeing everything in the conference play early.
One of the high-scoring games was that game with Iowa at the Palestra with these guys. Penn State 89-86, and there's a nice shot in the corner from Myron Jones.
40% from downtown. He's the guy they need to rely on. Lundy's a freshman, number 1. Getting more minutes, extended minutes in this game than he typically gets.
Chambers with that depth. His bench really helping him, and that's going to be a... But as you said, what a year Luka Garza is having for them.
44 against Michigan.
Here comes the crowd again, trying to make some noise with Rutgers back within 5.
This is where the home team advantage comes into play. You play aggressive defense, cause confusion by the opponent, and then hit the glass.
He'll take it. Will Trent Buttrick? That is not his normal shot. He's 3 of 14 from deep this year. Here's Young attacking once more.
Taking over the game. Feeling confident. Getting the crowd into it. Patience, mental tenacity important here.
Watkins fouled on. That's what you call the all-airport team, right?
That's right.
You want him on your side.
Watkins only shoots 52% from the foul line, and he hasn't missed one here.
Back to a 5-point game, 2 to go in the first half.
Rutgers runs a lot of very good half-court stuff, and so far, it has not been productive in this game.
Jones got it, then Watkins lost it. And right back to the Scarlet Knights.
Harper's trying to post his man, Brockington. He's got a lot of weight and size on him.
Here's Yeboah. He missed from outside early. Now he's driving to the basket.
Wheeler is back in the game, trying to push the tempo for the Nittany Lions. moves better when he's in the game. Crowd's in the game.
Curtis Jones tried to drop it off for Brockington, but Harper got a hand in there. Paul Mulcahy for Harper. Short. Crowd was ready to explode. Now uncontested. Mike Watkins with a hammer.
And Young did not do that.
What a momentum swing. If Harper had made that three, the roof was going to come off the place. Instead,
Indeed.
Dunk on the other end.
ISO inside.
Johnson.
No help.
Hook shot. Good.
Watkins is feeling fatigued. He's walking down the floor.
Shot clock off. Crowd up. Byron Jones, the initiator. Lob. Brockington got fouled. Plays like he doesn't have a scholarship, like he's trying to earn one. Coaches love that. 2 seconds here. Harper. Half court heave. Too much. Off the
Games in double figures in a row, something like that. And so him coming in is very important right now for Patrick Chambers and the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, you said it. Double figures every game. No points. 0-3 from the floor. Here's his teammate Miles Dredd, who was limited with 2 fouls in the first half, and he misses the three-pointer from the top of the arc.
McConnell starts as the point in the second half again. Pica likes to bring Young off the bench to provide a spark, which he did. The good thing for both teams is the free throw shooting's been excellent. 6 for 6 for the Nittany Lions, 10 out of 11 for Rutgers.
Unfortunately, the rest of the shooting has been the struggle. Yeboah, just 2 on the shot clock, somehow weaves his way to the basket.
Nicely done. Wheeler's in. He played practically 0 minutes in the first half because of his foul and his technical flagrant. He's number 5.
And here's Stevens, and again, he's hounded defensively. Dredd. But whoever's had the assignment on him defensively has done a stout job.
And it's been more than one guy.
Yeah.
Stevens has 28 straight double-figure scoring games.
He's going to have to make up some ground to keep that trend going.
They are helping him on cuts, bumping him.
Catch and release way too strong from Byron Jones.
That was a challenge shot by Mathis.
Now on the other end, Harper, and all of a sudden, Rutgers back within a penny.
Man-to-man defense has been solid. Pressuring the ball, nothing available.
Stevens, tough pull-up, misses again.
Miles Johnson is doing a good job of blocking out Watkins. Watkins not even attempting to go to the glass.
Rutgers in search of the lead. Driving, McConnell scoops it up. No, Johnson, yes, and they're back on.
This is where the mental tenacity that he speaks so frequently about comes into play. Got to look for a backdoor in this situation when they're overplaying so much.
Mathis takes it right away from Jones. Down the lane, off balance. Nobody's fouled. Both free throws no good by Mathis, but Rutgers keeps it.
They are out hustling Penn State big time to start the second half. Every loose ball. Hands all over.
McConnell still scoreless. Mathis, speaking of the hustle.
Points. And I think the emphasis at halftime was to do that intentionally. And it doesn't have to be the big guys. I mean, the wing guys have to go also.
Wheeler is out there with 3 fouls for Penn State. Miles Dredd also 3. He's on the bench right now.
Tied to Watkins. He is being defended very well right now by Miles Johnson.
He gives it up to Curtis Jones. Oh, Johnson slips. See if they can take advantage. Quick ball reversal. Brockington into Stevens. Stevens will hit.
Scoring team. When he is out, I don't think it's a problem. They just run their stuff. Yeboah takes on more of a scoring opportunity, as can this guy right here, O'Connell, but he has not been alive in this game. There's Yeboah.
O'Connell yet to score. Yeboah's been pretty quiet himself. He's got 4 and short on that attempt.
Got to watch from behind here. Oof.
Stevens just right around Yeboah for an easy deuce. Now he's got 4.
That was a hesitation and explode. Looked like he was going to pull up, then he just kept on going. O'Connell can shoot it, number 22. He's been kind of out of sorts in this game so far.
He's a 42% three-point shooter. Here's Mathis. Second time no. He wanted contact and a foul, didn't get it. Brockington out to Jones for 3. Short.
That was a 3-on-2 situation where they had a layup and settled for a 3. That's a different, interesting way of running the break.
Jones couldn't knock it down. Now here's Mulcahy.
Jones is on inside. Forget it.
Tell you what, Johnson gets the bucket, but Mulcahy with a great assist.
I don't know what your principles are, really, but you can't switch that. You just can't switch a 1-5 screen.
And it made for an easy basket. All knotted at 37. Brockington pulls up. Strong.
That's a good sign, right? Excellent sign.
And that means look out around the rack if they win tonight.
Isolation play again for Yeboah. And they trying to get the rebounding 2 years. Came in here when Amaruyi transferred to Oregon. Has been a big part of their success this year.
And here he is driving to the basket, drawing the Eastern on BTN and the Fox Sports app. A 1-point game with 15 to play. In the 75th all-time meeting, Penn State holding the 42-32 edge.
I'm interested in watching Young on Jones right here. Jones, number 0, is a really good offensive player. And Young has done a good job of tying him up.
There's Stevens, drive and dish. Jones, they're going to say over-wise, 10 on Penn State, 7 on Rutgers after they had 4 in their first 5 possessions. So they've calmed down. Here's Young. Flat. Offensive rebound. Shaq Carter puts it back.
They are killing Penn State on the offensive glass. They are out hustling Penn State on the floor everywhere right now.
Brockington, no.
Spurt time for the Scarlet Knights.
Young, extra pass, Yeboah, shot fake and drive. Great hesitation, but he missed it.
Wow. That was down. Who's going to score for the visitors?
Well, this is the guy they need. Lamar Stevens, fading. Yes.
They were going to double him if he penetrated. He wisely took the fadeaway jumper, even though a smaller man was on him.
He loves that mid-range slight fade, and at 6'8", 225, he can get it off. Young, out to Mulcahy, thought about it.
Nice ball fake. Not the thing he does best, so he wants to drive and kick.
Here he's handing it off. McConnell releases. Air ball.
Tickling of the twine right there.
All 6 of those points coming in the second half. Rutgers, after that last 3-point miss, they're now 0-6 from outside the arc.
I like the pressure Rutgers is putting on defensively. It's part of their DNA.
Stevens skips to Jones. Rebound Yeboah.
Switch. Problem inside. Yeboah's got a small man. Okay, he sees it but can't get it to him.
Now, Myron Jones was pushing Yeboah out despite that lack of size. Now Young with a reverse.
That is one heck of a move right there.
No foul as Carter falls. Stevens almost bobbled it out of bounds, and now they're going to get it defensively.
Last couple of games, Young has found his rhythm offensively.
Whistle. And you can read his lips twice saying that's horrible. His team down 3, and Rutgers trying to add to their advantage. McConnell falls. Dredd right there defensively. And
Ohio State, Iowa down there. I mean, terrific records all around the league overall.
12 teams top 50 in the net. These two, of course, a pair of those. Penn State, number 17, Rutgers, 29.
They will play 20 league games and then also the tournament in Indianapolis this year.
Watkins, he's had the big game, misses there, and for Mike Watkins, that was his first miss of the night after 7 makes.
Has 0 points in the second half.
Young step back. Wow, he got the rack bounce.
He's feeling it. The transfer from Texas is juiced up.
He's in double figures with 11.
Hesitation by the Nittany Lions. That should have been a 3.
Lamar Stevens with the answer.
Need the ball.
And he misses the free throw. He does have 8 here in the second half, Stevens, after being scoreless in the first 20.
Rockington and Curtis Jones, the guys who normally score off the bench, are 2 for 12 combined in this game.
Valid
defensive threat.
Carter less than 4 points a game. Start to watch the foul situation as Young rises and fires, but this time in and out. Each team with 5 fouls. Stevens with all 8 points in the second half. His teammate trying to pick him up there, but Brockington had it disrupted at the rim. Harper on the other side. No. Stevens behind the back, down the lane, lost it going up, threw it away. Young, step through. Yes! Jones high arcing it. Boy, did Penn. Myron Jones delivers.
That was an answer. The thing you got to watch out for Young here, you know, he's best when he's going on his own, but it takes them out of their offense. So you got to ride him while you can and then give him a break. This is where he's good. Shot clock running down.
He's got 13. He wants more. Won't get it there. Sophomore Myron Jones, 8 points, 2 3-pointers, and that was the bigger one. Here he is with the ball driving, faking, and laying it in. Boy, that was pretty. Give him 10.
They need him badly.
Now Young, tie up.
To take away the things that he does well.
The tempers were flaring there a little bit. Maybe a good time for Jacob Young to take a seat. Myron Jones once more, and he's got it.
How about 3 possessions for Jones?
And 14 total on the night, right at his season average.
Boy, I'll tell you what, did they need that?
And all of a sudden, Penn State back in front by a pair, thanks to the sophomore. Harper ties us back up at 49. Penn State's game with the Palestra had 24 lead changes. I don't think we're going to get there, but here we go. It is Myron Jones, red hot.
Unbelievable.
He is in a zone. Mathis, left wing. Big three, Montez Mathis. After a slow start to this game, we're seeing some good basketball.
We're seeing some offense, that's for sure. I think guys are fatigued right now. That's why the defense is not as stellar as it's been.
Jones, in and out. Boy, that did everything but drop.
Okay, he wants to play with Harper over here. 2-man game.
Gives it over to Yeboah, now inside Johnson. He likes this matchup with Hara, and Hara holding him.
Of end-line out-of-bounds plays. Very, very important for winning and losing, especially in close, hotly contested games like this.
Yeah, that's definitely what we have. 7 lead changes, 5 ties, and a lot of those coming in the last couple of minutes.
Best defense at this point is to stay between your man and the basket and not allow penetration, force teams to shoot over you.
McConnell misses, got it back. Finds Mathis. Well, McConnell hasn't scored, but that was a great play to follow it up.
Indeed it was. He misses his own shot at 6'7" point guard. He goes to the basket. Creating some havoc on the interior for a 6'2" player.
Trying to get it inside to Stevens. Mulcahy knocks it out.
Got there.
Getting it up to Jones, and Jones is bumped.
In this arena, it is tight, close to the benches.
Both teams, though, will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Stevens. And he does get in double figures, despite not having any points in the first half. He now has 10.
That is his game, and you described it well earlier. The pull-up jump shot in the mid-range.
McConnell to Mathis again. Mathis taps back his own miss.
All over the glass. Scoring inside, moving without the ball. Coming up big.
8 points, but you mentioned the glass. 5 rebounds now for Montez Mathis.
Great help.
Stevens spinning. Kicks out. Dredd. Shot fake. Air ball. You don't see that often from Miles Dredd.
Stevens should have taken that shot. He was in the paint. No shot blocker close to him. Getting a little timeout right here by Rutgers.
Tuck up my guys.
Mathis only 6'2". He's a junior, and he's played quite a bit of minutes during his time here.
Mathis falling, or rather Harper.
Referee, maybe.
Officials are Paul Self, Garrett Curry, and Brandon Cruz. You see that note. Jones and Stevens, that's where Penn State's going to look. 20 of their points, all 20 in the second half. And here is Stevens against Harper. Shooting it right over him, missed it. And it's McConnell securing.
Rebounding's been the story of the second half, both ends for Rutgers. They are preventing second shots on their defensive end, and they are going to the offensive glass. That's what's made the difference.
Paul Mulcahy up top. That's outside of Johnson's range, so he gives to Harper.
He goes left.
Step back. No. Watkins saves it off.
Well, you're not going to get that call. 5-point lead.
And they're back on their feet here. Watkins, great spin, but he lost it.
Here for sure. Steve Peichel feels that Young is having a good game, and he's playing him at the off guard, which I think is a smart thing to do. Here he's having Harper handle. He's got Mulcahy in as a ball handler. This is a set play right here for Harper.
Harper's going to back it up. 4 minutes to go. Harper. They're going to get that on Watkins.
In terms of their offense, the way they got back in the game was just individual effort by Myron Jones. Their half-court stuff has not worked well at all. Rutgers defense, especially the help side defense, has been excellent.
Here's their go-to guy, Lamar Stevens. Gives it up. Brockington, he's been quiet tonight and quiet there. Dredd flies through to keep it alive. Jones, no. Foul on the rebound. It's
by this much. I mean, if he fouls out, he fouls out.
All of a sudden, Rutgers with their largest lead at 8. Timeout. Penn State.
Especially in the second half. Rutgers is putting more than one guy on his body when the shot goes up.
Stevens needs some help. Out to Jones.
Well, the two best scorers in the game right here. And that is a not good shot.
Well, Myron Jones has 18, but maybe, like you said, not the best idea there.
8-point lead with 3 to go. Rutgers looks like they're going to try to run the clock a little bit. They can do this with guys who can go one-on-one at the end. Harper's their leading scorer. He's going to get a screen.
From Johnson. Drives in on Watkins. Wow, what a reverse by Ron Harper Jr.
Nice call by Peichel. Steal.
Young with that steal. And things coming unraveled for Penn State.
Same play. We talked about him liking to go left. Yeboah is on the other side for the end of this play. In a row where he has not played and Rutgers has come up big.
That says something about the character of this team. They lose their leader, still stepping up, leading by a dozen. Penn State needing some offense in a hurry. Brockington had it blocked. And guess who? Harper doing it defensively. Got to get it across the timeline here. Knocked out of bounds.
How about that in crucial situation, huh?
Most of his damage at the line where he's 12 of 12, and that's going to be... Remember, Penn State led by 10 with inside of 5 minutes left in the first half. Totally different game now. Mulcahy to a wide-open Yeboah.
Great execution against the press. Well-prepared team. Glass and all. The small players from Rutgers did, and different guys stepped up at different junctures of the game, and they just really done a terrific job defensively.
It's also a different spotlight for Penn State. It's the first year they've been ranked in the AP poll since 1996.
Nice.
And Young missed them both, but Yeboah tapped it out to McConnell. And McConnell was at home. That's a microcosm of this second half.
Indeed. You're right about that.
Jones no good. Dredd keeps it alive. Off to the other Jones. Myron Jones.
So he's not a guy who's going to be a high flyer in the game. And he has played magnificently in this one.
The speed of Jacob Young beating Penn State up the floor. And now it's a game to keep away. In a couple of years, Paul Mulcahy is going to be a legend here and a great leader. Only 4 points, but he's had a big role in this victory tonight. Stevens trying to force the contact. No. Comes down to McConnell, and Pat Chambers says, don't foul. And they come to their feet in Piscataway. McConnell trying to no-look pass taken away by Dredd. And up ahead, Brockington with him. And now the final seconds here. Rutgers, they defeated Seton Hall, a ranked team earlier in this building. And now they're taking down another ranked opponent tonight, this time in conference play, as they will top number 20 Penn State 72-61.